How is Vanya's story in season 2 similar to that of Ellen Page? Why did Robert Sheehan stalk his co-star? And is it true that the chemistry between Allison and Luther went beyond the set of the Umbrella Academy? Hi, I'm Alex. Let's find out all these answers and more right now. And now we're going to start with the Hargreaves sibling who almost destroyed the world twice. Ellen Page as Vanya. The actress shared in a recent interview with Variety that she enjoyed being able to finally play a happy Vanya for a change. Ellen revealed that in some ways, it felt like she was playing a different character because Vanya had a new lightness and confidence this season. She even fell in love for the first time. This plotline was pretty amazing, and in real life, Ellen Page is married to a beautiful professional dancer and choreographer, Emma Porter. Their romance reminds us of Vanya and Sissy in a way. They tied the knot after only 6 months of dating. The two actually met on set of the Umbrella Academy. It was none other than Portner who choreographed that romantic dance between Allison and Luther in season 1. Ellen is 2 years older than her character, and unlike Vanya, who's totally into music, Paige has always been interested in acting. She has quite an impressive resume and has appeared in films like Inception and the X-Men franchise. So it's no wonder that Ellen's net worth is estimated to around $14 million. Now let's move on to another Umbrella Academy actor who also happens to play two not so different characters on the show. Justin H. Min as Ben. Did your jaw drop just like mine when you saw the new Ben in the finale of season 2? It turns out that the actor was equally as shocked by the twist. Incredibly, at the time of filming that emotional scene with Ellen Page, Justin had no idea how the season would end. He actually thought that this was his final scene on the show, and he felt like he was saying goodbye to the Umbrella Academy. And then, after a few weeks, he got a top secret email from the showrunner, Steve Blackman, and learned that he was going to stay. I read it and just started screaming at the top of my lungs, Justin shared. I was completely shocked and flabbergasted and gobsmacked and overjoyed to be allowed to come back and be a part of this show. Min is now 30 years old. There's little information about his earnings, but given that he only just started his acting career in 2012, it's safe to assume that his net worth is less impressive than that of his more experienced co-stars. The role of Ben is his biggest one to date. Amazingly, he had to keep his landing such a huge role secret from literally everybody. Even his family thought that Justin was just taking a semester abroad in Toronto. And speaking of family, let's talk about the character who was Ben's closest friend throughout the 2 seasons of the show. Robert Sheehan as Klaus. The Umbrella Academy is actually not Robert's first rodeo when it comes to supernatural shows. Although Sheehan hasn't actually got many big film credits to his name, at least compared to Ellen Page, you might recognize him from his role as Nathan on The Misfits. Robert is almost 2 years older than Klaus, so he felt quite close to his character and dove into developing him from the very start of the show. It was he actually who proposed that Klaus should be gay. It just felt kind of truthful, Sheehan revealed. He also enjoyed the dynamic with his on-screen family, especially with Diego and Ben. And in the second season, the actor was pleased to find that he shared a lot more scenes with Allison. But there's one pairing that remains constant: Klaus and Ben. At one point in this season, it became even closer than usual. As you remember, Ben was in Klaus's body, which means that Robert Sheehan was actually playing Ben. So he decided to study Justin H. Min's mannerisms, or perhaps with more commitment than necessary. I just got Justin to do videos on repeat, explained Sheehan. Annoyed him, impersonated him, followed him around, appeared as he least expected it. For example, when he was on the latrine. Oh, that is so Klaus. Sheehan's role in the Umbrella Academy is his most high profile in his career so far. But as he's been in the industry from the early 2000s, it's no wonder that his estimated net worth is around $2.5 million. It's quite possible that this will grow considerably with the next season of the show. Let's now proceed to the youngest and at the same time oldest member of the Umbrella Academy, Aiden Gallagher as Five. Aiden is currently 16 years old and he's the biggest fan of the Umbrella Academy graphic novels of the entire cast. He says that Five is actually a dream role for any actor. The role had a lot of layers to it that I knew would be fun to break down and to figure out the motives behind. For me, it was a dream project. Gallagher also shared that he felt a connection to his character in the sense that he'd always considered himself to be older than his age and struggled to feel like he fit in. In season 2, Aiden was really excited to get to play the rageful and murderous Five, especially in the Paradox Psychosis episode when he had a standoff against his older-looking self. By the way, have you ever wondered how the young actor prepared for such intense scenes? Apparently, whenever they would queue up to do a take, Aiden would sprint to his mark from 30 or 40 feet away so that by the time the camera rolled, he had this out-of-breath, jittery, angsty, violent look in his eyes. Isn't that brilliant? Aiden has been acting since he was 10, so we shouldn't be surprised that this talented guy's net worth is approximately $2 million. Next actor that we're going to talk about is David Castañeda as Diego. David is actually 23 days younger than his knife-throwing character, which makes him the closest in age to the superpowered siblings, more than the rest of the cast. The show became a breakout role for David, although the actor was already known for his roles on Jane the Virgin and Sicario, Day of the Soldado. So his net worth is estimated to be only around $500,000 to $800,000. Surprisingly, Castañeda was totally oblivious about how popular the Umbrella Academy comic books were when he first read for the role, but he did his best to bring his character to life on screen, and he trained hard to feel confident enough with his knives that everyone would feel safe on set. Fortunately, in season 2, he met Lila, who brought out the most lighthearted side of our traditionally gruff Diego. David revealed that he really enjoyed working with Ritu Arya, and that they actually became good friends. Before filming, Castañeda offered to rehearse with her, and they started developing their characters and the parallel story that they both share. Ritu is an amazing actress. I feel like every time we did a scene, and that's not affecting the other cast, who are incredible, but when I was working with her, I didn't have to put on anything. It was a wonderful experience. By the way, here's a fun fact for you. To achieve that desperado look Diego has in the second season, David Castañeda went almost 5 months without cutting his hair. The actor joked that the makeup team had to groom him a lot because he actually looked so sketchy that people on the street would jump off the sidewalk at the sight of him. And now, let's get to something interesting about Diego's love interest. Ritu Arya as Lila. Within minutes of Lila appearing on screen, it's hard to imagine the Umbrella Academy without her. You might have seen this British actress in the series Humans, where she portrayed Flash, and, most recently, in the rom-com Last Christmas. Just like David Castañeda, Ritu had never heard of the show, but when she looked it up before the audition, she was like, "This is awesome! I want in!" This role became a totally new experience for her. "I was just like fighting 3 times a week," the actress revealed. "I had never done anything like that before. I'd never done any sort of stunts or gun training." In real life, Ritu is a bit younger than Lila. The actress prefers to keep her private life very low-key, so we don't even know when exactly she was born. But knowing that she's been acting since 2013, we can assume that Ritu is in her 20s. Her net worth is reportedly around the same number as that of David Castañeda, around $500,000. And finally, we'll take a look at the real lives of the most romantic couple of the Umbrella Academy, Allison and Luther. Emmy Raver-Lampman as Allison. In real life, the 30-year-old actress can put a spell on virtually anybody with her magical voice. Before joining the cast of the Umbrella Academy, Emmy appeared in a number of Broadway musicals. Her singing resume is stacked with powerful roles, including Angelica and Hamilton. The exact amount of Emmy Raver-Lampman's earnings isn't disclosed. Some sites suggest that she has a net worth of around $100,000, while others report that she's worth an impressive $5 million. Emmy is super protective about her personal life, but we know that on the set of the Umbrella Academy, she has become friends with her co-stars. In a recent interview with Harper's Bazaar, she revealed that the whole cast gets along very well, and they even take weekend trips to see each other when they're not shooting. "I see Justin all of the time," she said, "and whenever Tom visits LA, sometimes he stays with me. Every time I'm in New York, I hang out with Ellen multiple times. We're genuinely friends and do really get along." And what about that deep connection Allison and Luther have on the show? It turns out that both Emmy and Tom Hopper were a little nervous about the chemistry between them. Fortunately, they hit it off instantly and became friends in real life as well. "We talk almost every other day, if not every day," she shared, even though he lives in London and is raising 2 babies and life is crazy. Oh yes, Tom Hopper, who portrays Luther, is happily married. The British actor is 35, which makes him the oldest of his on-screen siblings. Although the actor has always been fond of sports and definitely has an excellent physique, he prefers roles that aren't just the muscle. Speaking about his role in the Umbrella Academy, Tom explained, "I loved that idea of someone being so huge in stature and looking so strong, but inside he's so small and timid and sensitive and thoughtful and lonely. It's so much more interesting playing a character like that." And the second season of the show gave Tom even more opportunities to show his acting skills, because his character has done a lot of growing up. Also, Luther has become more comfortable in his body, and that was actually a challenge for Hopper. You might not know already, but that gorilla body of his is actually a muscle suit, and it was very, very, very hot to wear. And there were limitations as to how much the actor could move in the suit, especially in the action scenes. Fortunately, Tom loves both challenges and doing fight scenes, and it looks like his hard work has paid off handsomely. Hopper's reported net worth is around $5 million, and not all of that comes from the Umbrella Academy. Tom has also played Sir Percival in Merlin, Billy Bones in Black Sails, and Dickon Tarley in Game of Thrones. However, we'd love to see him again as Luther Hargreaves, right? Share your thoughts in the comments, and as always, stay awesome.